Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Not Ever here, and we are going to continue right now with the part 3 of this War in the East series on the game Gary Grigsby's War in the East. And looks like the Russians have made a couple moves here in the intervening turn, to the intervening time between last turn and this turn. As you can see here, we managed to move up our own troops a little bit. We actually managed to get ourselves up to over the river here, and we pushed all the way up here just south of Pskov. We made a couple attacks actually along here, and I think we were sorry, not that one, but these two positions we tried to attack. We hit them with our panzers, our motorized, and another panzer, and we were not able to break the line. Unfortunately, we managed to get across the river, as you can see here, which is great for us. It'll be a little bit harder for them to defend now that we have a crossing established, but unfortunately we were not able to get across the river. And I think if I go back and I take a look at the actual casualties, I think they were pretty significant too. Damn it, I can't, every time I forget that I can't go back and look at them. But I think the casualties were pretty significant, not, you know, woefully terrible, but they were big enough that it was probably 300 people or so, 300 men, and probably about 10 AFVs, 10 tanks or so per encounter, per attack we made that we lost. So it wasn't a cheap way to find out that we couldn't take the position either. I would have liked to have taken Pskov, but, you know, sometimes you just can't make it work. Up in the north here, we kind of cleared out the north, but as you can see, it looks like the Russians on their turn have fallen back as far as they can. There were some troops at the end of the turn in and around here. They've gone ahead now and they've retreated back, trying to get across the river. As you can see kind of down here, let me get rid of that. As you can see kind of down here, there's a bit of a formation started. You'll also notice that we've tried to push up here. Before we get down to that, we tried to push up here in the, in this corner, trying to get rid of these troops. We've left a about a core size force over there, and actually it looks like these guys have gotten through. What happened there? That's news to me. I just noticed that they actually went ahead and they're trying to fight their way out. It looks like, well, I can't have that, can I? They're going to be cut off here in a little bit. Might have to swing something back there. Might have to like swing this infantry back there to try and help take care of these guys as they try to escape the pocket, it looks like. But otherwise, we should have that cleaned up in no time at all. Shouldn't be too big of a deal. So we take a look at Army Group Center here. And even before we get to that, you'll notice here, this is where the Russian troops have congregated in this area. They're trying to form kind of a blocking force towards Veliki Luki, which is important because it'll also act as a barrier, not allowing us to flank around behind up north or flank around behind down south for taking Smolensk, or up north for trying to get behind Pskov and trying to get over the river this way. So that's kind of good for them to be there, and hopefully we can just kind of bypass them by taking Pskov directly. And maybe once we do that, they'll be forced to fall back again, trying to go back towards Leningrad, or even better would be further to the northeast, away from kind of Leningrad, which hopefully we'll be able to take without any kind of challenge from these guys. I mean, there's going to be a challenge for sure, but hopefully they won't be adding extra forces in there to make it more difficult on us. What am I doing here? I'm taking a look down here. So as you can see, we also, in the north, we moved this army, which is Army Group, or 6th Army. We tried to move them a little bit, but they didn't have a lot of supplies. We've been using the FPDs this time around, which there's one there and there's another one up here somewhere. We've been trying to remember to use those. I think on the first turn I actually forgot to use this one, but you know, I'm learning and it's getting better. So hopefully on the next turn I can get this army here over to towards Veliki Luki. We can put some pressure on them as they begin the retreat. And looking down here, we can also see that we have actually managed to greatly reduce this pocket here, right here. Last turn, we did a lot of work with our troops. The 9th Army up here in the green and the 4th Army in the blue, left only with about 5 troops in here for the Russians. We should have that cleared up no problem this turn. And then, of course, we'll begin pushing this way towards the east, as always, trying to head east and trying to get rid of the any intervening or any remaining troops on the way towards the river. And if we can see over here, we actually got really lucky. This division right here, the 14th Motorized Division, got really lucky and managed to actually get a crossing across the river. So we actually forced them to fall back. Last time we did this, they defended Mogilev pretty strongly, but it looks like they just abandoned it this time, instead deciding to send all their troops across the river and trying to hold wherever they can. Now that we have a way across the river, though, it could make it a lot easier for us to break out, try and get up towards Smolensk this way. It looks like we also have some ground gained up here. We tried an attack on Vitebsk, but they repulsed us pretty hard. On that one infantry division there dug in really hard for the Russians, and we couldn't break them with the panzers. So hopefully we'll be able to take it this turn. But I mean, this guy doesn't have a lot of movement right now. Looks like he only has 18 points of movement, so it might not work. We'll see. Otherwise, we're going to try and, I think, swing this motorized infantry. He's running low. Everyone's running low on fuel. All these guys are really low on fuel. Well, this guy's not actually, but these guys are really maxed out on their fuel intake, or their fuel outtake, whatever I'm trying to say. They're almost out of fuel is what I'm trying to say. So hopefully we might have to hold the line this turn, but hopefully very soon we can go ahead and we can take Smolensk. Again, this crossing here is huge. We'll be able to really get across the river easily this way. And yeah, I'm happy about how that turned out. You can also see we took Minsk, which is great. Not really anything that matters. We didn't really take any units by taking the city. We might have stopped their industry from escaping, but I imagine they already had some of it out. It looks like this troop here will be kind of caught. If we can get the panzers, or this guy down here, and these panzers continue heading towards Gomel, we should be able to get rid of these guys. Not a great pocket, but you know, it's a little bit, I guess. It's every little bit counts. And if we take a look at the actual casualties, I don't think I've shown you guys the casualties yet this turn. We can see the we've dealt quite a heavy blow to them. They've lost almost 470,000 men. They've lost over 5,000 guns and about 3,500 AFVs. So we've done a really good job. Most of the casualties for them, of course, comes from the capture number right there, which is almost 250,000. And then we've disabled about 200,000 as well. So we've done a huge amount of work on them. But as you can see up here, we've taken pretty bad casualties as well. Almost 50,000 have been killed, captured, disabled. And it's not perfect. You know, a lot of those casualties have come from the southern reaches, the Army Group South, where we've been trying to push back them, but we're not having any luck down there. And actually, we'll go down, we'll take a look right now at Army Group South here, and we can see that the line hasn't changed very much from last turn. We were able to attack a little bit towards Lvov, but heavy resistance inside of this area right here made it really difficult for us to get by. And this troop right here is he cannot be moved. He is immune to our attacks. He's on rough terrain, which really works well for him. Plus having the river right here, it makes it hard to attack from this angle. We try that again. To attack from this angle. But still, these guys here were not able to dislodge this guy last turn. And it dealt us quite a bit of casualties as well. It was really unfortunate. There was kind of a fort system along here that we had to deal with as well to get rid of, but we were able to get rid of and push them back a little bit. So hopefully this turn, now that the Russians are out of their fort system, we'll be a little bit better off not having to deal with it. But even right here, last turn, the SS Viking division right here attempted several times to get rid of this unit here, to push them out of that position, and with a tank division there and a rifle division, they were not able to do it. So hopefully this turn, we can go ahead and get rid of those guys, and we can begin taking the city of Lvov as soon as possible. Elsewhere in the south, we managed to take Postkharov down here, and we pushed kind of towards the river here with this troop, but we didn't really get very far. We brought in a reinforcement wave we had these two units here. These two motorized infantry I can't remember what the corps is, but they're definitely a motorized panzer corps we brought in from up here last turn and kind of helped out hold the line. As you can see, we've also managed to easily cut the line between the Russian forces thanks to the Romanians coming in here. They set that up and we were able to connect the line there. So this entire region here is pocketed right now, which is working out pretty well for us. Hopefully this turn, especially, I forgot to mention now that they've lost some supplies, and hopefully they'll be easier to take. So those cities, or not those cities, sorry, those fortifications up here that we weren't able to get rid of, for example, that one and this one, hopefully will crumble a little bit easier now that we have taken some of their supplies away. Also, I'd like to point out that this mountain division over here is a amazing mountain division. Could not dislodge that one either. Attacked it with I think I attacked with both mountain divisions here from our own side. We could not get rid of that guy there. He held his position firmly. And it looks like, you know, the Russians are in a pretty good spot down in the south. They managed to delay us quite a bit. And as you can see here, if we take a look over this way, that they are forming that lineup pretty well. And we're not really in a good position to stop them or anything. Unfortunately, I wanted to push towards the river last turn, but we didn't get very far. We didn't get to Rovno, which I kind of expected to get to Rovno, honestly. but we had to kind of hold our line as well. We didn't want to lose control or let them come back across and cut us off and then reconnect with our own troops over here and make it difficult for us to go back and cut them off again. So if that made any sense, what happened was that it was kind of, we had to take a turn to delay so that we could make sure that these troops over here were all cut off. But now that we have time, we should hopefully be able to get to at least this river this turn. In the south, we might be able to get to Vinica. If we can take that, it looks like there's quite a few things here though to stop us. But if this Panzer Division can go ahead and take it and get behind even, that'd be pretty good. Last time they put up a pretty strong wall right there and held us down there. I think it was down, might have been like this, or it might have been down this way. But either way, if we can get them back to this line, it's better. Like, you know, they hold a line like this, I put some more troops down this way to stop us from circling around behind them like that. It's better than if they have the line that goes all the way down here. So we'll try and see if we can get over to Vinica. That's the goal here for this turn in the south. And elsewise, just try and get as close to the line as possible so we can balance out the lines and, you know, even them out, straighten them out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's it for turn 2. It was a little bit, it was satisfying in some ways. You know, we managed to, of course, get across the river here, which I'm really excited about. That's a huge win for me as far as I'm concerned. And hopefully this turn, he's really low on fuel, 9% of fuel right now, 76% supply, but he's got a lot of bullets, so he can hold on to his position hopefully for a long time. And hopefully this turn we'll be able to get some reinforcements there to help him out, even maybe relieve him, send him back, get this, we have 34, yeah, maybe we'll get the 20th motorized at least over the river too, and hopefully give him some support just in case he needs it. I would have liked to have been able to attack with him this turn, but you know, you can't have everything, I guess. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully this turn we can take Pskov in the north. We can increase our strength and our foothold on the river here, maybe even take Vitebsk, and in the south hopefully we can take Vinica. So that's going to be it, guys. Until next time, I hope you guys are enjoying the series, and yeah, until next time, hope you guys have a great night, and I will see you all later.